Oprah? What kind of a question is it?
Yeah, just asking. Just curious. But the real question...
He's a comedian here. Okay, just sit down, please. Sit down. Sit down, please. Sit down. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. Well, I'm not a big fan of yours either, so I understand. To be honest. Should we keep this going for a little while? Excuse me, I'm not responding to you. I'm talking to this gentleman. Will you please sit down? It's such a racist question. Such a hostile media. It's so sad.
It is. Now that's how you handle hecklers. Tonight, the election aftermath. Distraught over losing the House, conservatives expressed their rage all over the country. Here's tape of the chaos in the streets. It didn't end there. Malls and shopping centers became targets of our wrath. Ugly, ugly, ugly. But we didn't stop there. We actually hit the streets and to talk to the traumatized.
The Fox News Decision Desk can now project that Democrats will take control of the House of Representatives for the first time in 8 years, dealing a major setback to President Trump's legislative agenda.
Yo, bro, ready to some up? Are you really that upset about the midterms?
Oh, man. Softball season's right around the corner. We got to hit the batting cages.
Oh, all right.
Democrats control the House. The reason we can make that call is the analysis data plus the raw total, looking at the numbers.
Salute, did you hear about the midterms?
Oh, no, but I just croaked 50 in a row.
Awesome job, bro. It is a very, very big deal. I think of Nancy Pelosi.
I want to die! My hair, like black or brown maybe, something new for the fall.
Giving fresh hope to liberals who want to investigate, possibly even impeach.
We lost the House.
No, we didn't. It's right there on Miss Piggy's dressing room.
You're right.
Muppet Monopoly is the best.
The coda. So there you go. So, as you can see, we didn't hit the streets. In fact, we didn't hit anything. What a comparison to 2016. 2 years ago, when the Republicans held the House, there was this. And now on Wednesday, when we lose, there's this. So true! But get this, there were protests, but not from the losing side, but the actual winners, making them the world's biggest losers at winning. This protest took place on Thursday. They were howling over Trump firing Jeff Sessions. He was Attorney General for 636 days. In Trump's White House, that's a long time. It's 63 and a half Scaramucci's. So how desperate and lonely does a liberal have to be to protest the firing of a right-winger? I mean, they're sad that Sessions is gone. He's to the right of Genghis Khan. He would give you the electric chair for wearing sandals to work. I'm pretty sure he hunts vegans on a private island. Nude vegans. So if that's, I don't know why I added that. So if that's what leftists do when they win, what would they have done if they lost? Oh. Yeah. I really feel bad for Cher. She just got new tear ducts. So, It really is a lesson about losing and winning. And it's lost on life's true losers, the left. They can't stand to win. That would mean they couldn't whine. Here's the chairman of the Democratic Party being told he's won the House, but not the Senate.
What is it?
You give them the House and they storm yours. You extend a hand and they give you the finger. But for us, it's just another day. We actually have lives. You know, when I first heard that the Dems won, it hurt. I had no choice but to do this.
I'm making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
What can I say? I like peanut butter and jelly. So even when we lose, we know we'll win the next time. Plus, we see the bright side everywhere. For example, with the House turning blue, Donald Trump really actually has a new friend, a new foil. It's like when the Jeffersons moved next door to Archie Bunker. A lot of people don't remember that. And isn't it more fun to play tennis against another person and not a garage door, even if that person is Nancy Pelosi? All right, maybe not. More good news. 3 leaders of the Kavanaugh witch trials got booted. That's a great message. The message: put fairness behind self-righteousness, suspend due process, and you're out on your cowardly ass. I hope their next job is serving beer. I love beer. Finally, the other silver lining, the most beloved progressive of all lost, Beto. The media called Beto Kennedy-esque, and they weren't referring to his driving. He was a rock star without the herpes. I'm glad he lost, if only to drive his celebrity fans who never heard of him until a few months ago nuts. See this mysterious space object? Harvard researchers believe it might be an alien spacecraft. No, that's Beto leaving for his home planet. With Beto, when you see that kind of hype, you knew there's less there than meets the eye. When the media and celebrities join together over a candidate, you know he or she is going to be to the left of anyone with a pulse. Or Madonna. Compare that to... Why insult Madonna and your... She's full of wheeze. Compare that to Trump. He got the most media attention of anyone, and it was free but mostly negative, which proves if the media tells you one thing, you'll always do the other. No one hyped Trump as the next great thing. Hardly. The media turned circus promoters and wall-to-wall clowned him, and that clown wiped the floor with Hillary's emails. So maybe there's the lesson here for Dems. Trump won because for all of his faults, he was real. The Dems' current crop of candidates for 2020 aren't. They're like pool toys, worthless, just waiting to be inflated. But maybe they'll figure it out. My suggestion, go for the exciting voices of your party. Or maybe this. Or perhaps this. Hamster as VP, why not? We almost had Tim Kaine. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's so sharp. He is so sharp, he can poke holes in water. That's TV writer and producer Rob Long. First-time guest. He's so patriotic, he once dated the Statue of Liberty. Author of Spygate, the attempted sabotage of Donald J. Trump. Former Secret Service agent Dan Bongino. She's so bright you can see her thoughts from space. National security analyst Morgan Ortagus. And unlike the Democrats, he could literally flip a house. Former WWE superstar, massive sidekick Tyrus. All right, Rob. Give me your take on this week on the outcome.
You know, the outcome was kind of what was amazing was what we expected. The red states were voted red, and the Democrats turned the House. But look, Clinton, Bush, Obama, and now Trump, they've all had this happen. This is not, everybody acts like this big freaky thing, but it's actually the way American politics has been for 30 years.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, oh, this is a historic night. And then they cut to Nancy Pelosi. Like, we've seen her already. Like, this is nothing's new here. We're like,
Yes.
I've seen this movie, and I kind of also know how this movie ends.
Yes.
It kind of in tears.
It does,
Yeah.
it does. And Nancy Pelosi, she's like Bobby Ewing. You know, all of a sudden she's in the shower. It was just a dream. She's back.
Yeah, right. Right.
Oh, stop it. Bobby Ewing's from Dallas. I can't make references anymore.
Listen, I watched Nick at Night. I get it. Bobby was the more attractive of the Ewing brothers, right? Yeah.
Yes, the younger one who died, and then they brought it back. We're getting off track here, Dan. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man.
Dan, Democrats, are they the worst losers and the worst winners in history?
Yeah, it was really horrible about this. I mean, listen, the split decision, everything was great for like talking heads like me. Great for business. It was awesome. But the reality is it was horrible for America because there's no clear front runner for 2020 that emerged. So we're going to have to deal with this nonsense. And the fact that nobody kicked the other party's ass in this thing is the fact that now everybody on both sides has to make the case. So for the next 2 years, it's going to be like, no, we won because we won the Senate and the governorships, and then we won. It's like you'd almost like a definitive outcome just to shut up for a little while.
Right.
But it's great for business guys.
Yeah, no, you're right. In fact, ambiguity is awesome because we can sit here and scream about it forever. Morgan, what did you make of it?
I'm just really happy that Florida screwed up again.
Yeah.
I mean, like, where would we be if we weren't dealing with another Florida
Florida is like
recount?
your crazy cousin that shows up at Thanksgiving and decides to ride the lawnmower into the lake.
Right.
But it's
I rode a three-wheeler into, I'm from Florida, and I rode a three-wheeler into the lake once as a kid, so like maybe this all makes sense?
Yes, it does, it does. So you understand. You're like,
Totally.
you know what you are? You're the Florida whisperer. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds right,
title.
Tyrus.
It's only those counties, though. The rest of the state does fine. What is with
No, it's just 2 counties.
Yeah.
Tyrus, thoughts?
Everybody got what they wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
And everyone's still upset.
Yeah.
So we're just a bunch of spoiled kids, you know?
What did you make of the midterm outcome?
I just said that. Everybody got what they wanted, and they still complain.
Yes. Yes.
So I can't deal with you.
They are like kids who they're like kids that got exactly what they wanted for Christmas, but in the wrong color.
Yeah, but also notice that the Democrats were mad that Trump seemed to be celebrating.
Yes.
So they were mad that he was happy. Like, you're not supposed to be happy. It's really great, you know, there's a great, you know, Freudian analyst, Dr. Banderson would say, this is exactly what the problem with happiness is. You can't be happy if someone else is happy.
Yeah.
Like, why can't they just all
But
celebrate?
it's great mind games. It's amazing. Like, he comes out, good job, guys.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you're supposed to cry.
Exactly.
Like, he Darth Vadered him. Like, Luke got away, and he just walked back.
And then he did a history of how great it was compared to previous elections, which is he had that already planned. All right, we got to move. Up next, why are we talking about CNN's Jim Acosta now? The guy gets more airtime than pollen. He was told to take a hike for not giving up the mic. The White House suspended the credentials of CNN's Jim Acosta after this went down.
If I may ask one other question, Mr. President, if I may ask one other question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President,
that's
I was going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President,
that's enough. I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN.
They're applauding him, and he can't even hear it. That's how they feel. So Acosta, after all that, the White House suspends his credentials. They said his behavior was unacceptable. Now, you could agree that Trump wasn't much better, but Acosta did poke the bear on purpose, and he wasn't some press hero in there risking life and limb. He was a ball hog who wouldn't let other reporters ask questions after he had a ton. And when those reporters finally did get to ask questions, guess what? Trump gave it to them like he did to Acosta. But you know who else Trump gave it to? Republican candidates who lost. I wonder, did they want Trump's embrace?
Peter Roskam didn't want the embrace. Eric Paulson didn't want the embrace. Bob Eugen. Barbara Comstock was another one. Mia Love gave me no love. And she lost. Too bad. Sorry about that, Mia.
Sorry about that, Mia. Oh, my goodness. So Trump is an equal opportunity combatant. It's not you, Acosta. It's everyone. So relax. Get yourself some healing crystals. They're very powerful. Right, Felix? Yeah, you know he's a Republican. All right, Dan, journalists aren't supposed to be part of the story, but as you said on The Five yesterday, Acosta always is.
Acosta, the only breaking news stories with Acosta are about Acosta. He never breaks an actual news story. But the best part of that clip is Peter Alexander next trying to defend him, and Trump goes, yeah, I'm no big fan of you either. But here's what the media constantly screws up with Trump, right? I'm a Queens kid. I grew up in Queens, right?
Yeah.
We don't have the money of the Manhattan kids, right? So we don't have the prestige.
Right.
But we're never assumed to be tough like the Brooklyn and the Bronx kids. So Trump's a Queens kid. You always have to, like, everything's big and hyperbolic, and everything's tremendous and huge. The media just will never get this guy. But if anyone in this audience is from Queens, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's Donald Trump.
Yeah. Morgan, apparently we have a lot of people from Queens in our audience. What do you think that that banning Acosta was a good idea? They didn't really ban him. They just yanked a hard pass.
Let me tell you who I don't feel bad for Acosta, but I'll tell you who I feel bad in this scenario. That poor intern. Oh, yeah. I mean, the poor girl, you know, it's like you're in college or like you're so excited you get to go to the White House and be an intern, and now she's, you know, a viral internet.
Yeah. But look at it this way. That's the intern story under Trump.
There, oh.
Go ahead. There was some other. Never mind. I'm going to go to a different microphone joke later.
But the other people that I feel really bad for, I used to be a press secretary for candidates when they were running for the Senate and Congress. And as a press secretary, whenever your candidate or whenever the elected official gets up there, you always sort of, even if they're really good, you always sort of just hold your breath.
Yeah.
And so I can't imagine like Bill Shine and Sarah Sanders, they may just sit there with like a fifth of whiskey.
Oh, I know.
That's press conferences. They're like, what's up, Mr. President?
Yeah. I do feel uncomfortable, Tyrus, when I'm watching it. I'm nervous when it's going on, but then it always ends up being kind of fun.
Yeah, well, I'm from a wrestling background. I'm all about the promo in each other's face, you know, like talking trash or whatever. Just Acosta's just not very good at the comeback.
Yeah.
He needs to take a class on throwing some disses, you know, but he just doesn't do it. He likes playing like the victim. Like, you know, like I'm surprised he didn't fall down when she grabbed the mic. Like that's like, oh my God, help! Oh my God, Mr. President, get her off me!
Yeah, he couldn't pretend he was a European soccer player.
Yeah, you know, at least in the intern, you know, she needs to learn how to take a microphone away. You know what I'm saying? Just snatch it. You know what I'm saying? You just take it and you walk off with them still hanging on. I've had that in a club where a guy, you know, improv goes wrong.
Yes.
Let's go, sir. You just take the mic and he kind of goes with you. She was trying to. It was a lot of this.
Yeah.
Snatch that thing.
Physical difference between her and you, though.
But it's, confidence is confidence. You snatch that thing.
All right.
I got a 4-year-old. What remote? What? Because she's confident. What? Be confident. Take the mic.
Rob? I don't know. In her defense, it is the most dangerous place to be between two egomaniacs and one microphone. It's like being next to two angry chimps with one banana. It's like, I don't. Yeah. She's not getting paid enough for that.
Yeah. It's so true. She was in the lion's den.
Right.
Could have lost a finger.
Should we end there on a?
Well, you want to end on a laugh.
Yeah, I know.
That's how it
I was
works.
saying. I was going to ask you, but I don't. This is not an attack on the press. The guy spoke for 90 minutes. He answered every question.
Yeah.
He's the most transparent politician ever.
Right, and you could tell by the people defending him, who are his colleagues, say, look, he's not my cup of tea. Or, we're not friends. Like, he is universally loathed. They all hate
Acosta,
him.
yes.
Acosta. They all hate that guy.
Yeah.
And so they're having to do exactly what a lot of people do who, like say about Trump. Like, listen, not my guy. But on the other hand, so they are perfectly matched, those two.
Yeah,
exactly. They really should go, after he's out of office, they should go do a show.
That would be lovely.
Yeah. Greg, he goes out the next morning to Trump, this enemy of the and it takes another 30 minutes of questions right outside
I know.
I mean,
with the helicopter.
Yeah,
the helicopter in the background drives me crazy. All right. That's why I sold mine. It's the election story that no one covered until now. We'll make that 3 minutes from now. And don't forget, I'll be doing 2 live shows next month called the Gutfeld Monologues Live. Better figure out what I'm saying. In Grand Rapids, Michigan, and San Antonio, Texas. Plus a special guest, Mr. Tom Shalhoub. Tickets for both shows are still available, but not much. Go to gutfeld.com for info. He may be dead, but he's still ahead. You may remember a guy named Dennis Hoff. He ran the Moonlight Bunny Ranch. It's a brothel in Nevada. Don't know what a brothel is. HBO gave it a reality show, or so they tell me. I've never heard of the guy or the show, actually. You can see episodes this Thursday and Friday night on HBO 2 East and HBO 2 West if you have the dish, or you can always get it on demand. Joining us down in the newsroom are the Moonlight Bunny Ranch owner, Dennis Hoff, and one of his lovely bunnies, Brooke Taylor. In my defense, I thought he raised actual bunnies. Anyway, on Tuesday, Dennis Hoff won a seat in the Nevada legislature as a Republican. Landslide, 70% of the vote. Even though, and here's where it gets interesting, Dennis Hoff died last month. After a weekend of partying for his 72nd birthday. And by partying, I mean sleeping with hookers. Apparently, his turgid torso was discovered by has-been porn star Ron Jeremy. I have never heard of him either. And Ron Jeremy, porn star legend, he's screwed more people than the IRS. Well, almost. Who keeps finding these clips? So now Republicans have to pick someone else to fill the Dennis Hoff seat. I know who I'd pick. Oh my God! Still upset. Morgan, I'm a libertarian. I sometimes am anyway. I sometimes wish more dead people would be elected to office because there'd be less damage being done.
Yeah, but you know what I loved about this is because he's a brothel owner, when he died, he literally went out with a bang. But we're making fun of him, but he is a serious author. I don't know if all of you know this.
Yes.
First, there was The Art of War.
Yes.
Then there was The Art of the Deal. And now there's The Art of the Pimp.
That's true.
That's his book.
That's true.
Yeah.
He had a great sense of humor. He had done the show a couple of times on Red Eye. And I do think, Rob, running a brothel is like being a politician. Either way, you are screwing someone with their money.
Yeah, right. And you are lying about your age, too. Yeah. Yeah, look, but the most surprising thing about the clips were, like, those were 10 years ago. You look pretty good, I got to say. You had some work done, a little?
No, I lost a lot of weight. I was a fat drunk when we filmed those.
You look good, I was going to say. You look good.
Now I'm a skinny drunk.
Yeah, the truth about these things is that what reveals is that voters don't really care or know. Like, that wasn't people weren't voting for him because they love him. They were voting for him because they're like, yeah, that guy, it's fine. They don't really, people are busy. They didn't really keep up with it, especially in Nevada where, God knows what's going on.
Tyrus, do you think they should pull a weekend at Bernie's and, like, have 2 people prop him up and carry him from...
They do 2 people prop him up just to get through the party?
Yes.
72 years old. My concern would be for the person he ran against. It's one thing to lose. But to lose to a dead pimp, I got to be honest. I'm gonna need to talk to Dr. Drew when it's over. Like, why don't they like me? I mean, a pimp.
Yeah, but he was successful. He was a successful entrepreneur, Dan.
Yes.
Yeah,
by the way, it's legal. When
all that makes his money makes no difference to me.
Yeah.
Hashtag Godfather. But I get it. He's a secretary. He handles money. He negotiates, moves around, he manipulates. There's a little politicking in there, but he's a pimp.
Yeah. Not anymore.
You lost to a pimp.
I know.
In a small town. So that means everywhere she goes, she's getting groceries. Mom, it's the lady who lost to the pimp.
The dead pimp.
Son, no.
Yeah, the dead pimp.
The dead pimp.
Dan, it's plausible that a dead Republican is way more competent than a live Democrat.
Yeah.
Cheap joke. A cheap joke. Sorry.
It kind of reminds me, like, every time you see people on TV, like, you got to do something. And I'm like, no, just stop doing. Just stop doing anything. Like, every time you do something, these politicians screw us over. But listen, I ran for office 3 times. I lost. I got smoked bad twice. And we almost pulled one off. And I can tell you right now, if you're even thinking about running, name ID is everything. On a serious note, they recognized this guy's name, and it didn't even matter if he was alive. I mean, think about this race in Florida. I'm telling you, I was in the gym, true story, and a guy says to me, who's the other guy running for Senate? I go, Bill Nelson. He goes, Nelson, isn't that the guy for the Cornhusker kickback? I said, brother, we're in Florida. He was thinking of Ben Nelson, the senator from Nebraska.
Yeah.
He didn't even know. It's all name ID.
Yeah, and I don't even know those Nelsons. Although I know the band Nelson. Remember the 3? They were the sons of Ricky Nelson.
Right. They were bad.
What was the song?
I have no clue again.
Can't live without your love and affection.
They had the ponytails, right? Was it the blonde ponytails?
Yeah, they had blonde hair. They had soaring harmonies.
It was bad.
Yeah. Yes, I should go to the tees, right?
Staying on music.
Before I make people sick.
Enter 2018.
Yes, I'm back.
Right.
I'm back to 2018. All right.
2018.
Up next, he's a senior citizen suing to change his age because he feels 45. We discuss why the planet is going to hell next. You can change your race and gender aplenty, so why not slash your age by 20? His name is Emil Rattleband. He's 69 years old, and he's suing to legally knock 20 years off his age. And he gives a whole lot of reasons why. His doctors tell him he's biologically 45. He suffers from age discrimination, no job offers, and also no dates. He quotes, when I'm on Tinder and it says I'm 69, I don't get an answer, but when I'm 49, with the face I have, I'll be in a luxurious position. A local court is expected to make a ruling in a few weeks. But given that Rachel Dolezal, remember her, a white lady who claims she's black, why can't an old man declare himself young? Or how about the opposite? For more, we go to Brad Von Bradley, a 24-year-old who now self-identifies as an 88-year-old man. Brad, how are you?
Good, but oh, my hip is killing me, Greg.
Brad, you seem like a perfectly healthy young man.
Well, when you get to be my age, Greg, things start falling apart on you.
Brad, that doesn't make any sense because you're actually 24.
How dare you? If I identify as an 88-year-old, then that's who I am.
Why are you doing this?
The perks are off the charts, man. You've got early bird specials, movie matinees are cheaper. You can nap anytime, anywhere. And here's the best part. I can beat the crap out of anyone my age. I just won 3 golds at the Senior Olympics.
That's actually not fair. You are a big, strong 24-year-old man.
No, Greg. I am a frail 88-year-old man.
That seems like cheating. You're entering the Senior Olympics at your age. When were you born?
1930.
No! Your actual birth certificate says you were born in 1994.
Yeah, you know, I've been meaning to change that.
So is this all about you winning the Senior Olympics?
Well, okay. You got me, Greg, all right?
What are you doing with that poisonous scorpion?
I had a good run, man. It's time to die.
Once again, we lose Brad. Kind of a somber ending there, Tyrus. Well, thoughts?
You seriously going to me after that?
No, but you know what it is? People are lying about who they are. Why can't he lie about his age?
Here's the best. He can lie about his age.
Yeah.
Women have been doing it forever. Like, no, you know what? You know what? We can't. This the last few years, we've been the bad guys. Men this, men that. He's trying to do what y'all have been doing forever. You guys, fake eyelashes, extensions, Brazilian butt lifts, breast jobs. You guys been lying to us for centuries. Then we have children, and they don't quite look like mom because mom lied to you. So, I'm sorry. Being real, America. I know you guys are wrong, but straight up, if he's messing this all up. First of all, we all know he's the old guy trying to be young now, so don't put it in the media when you're trying to secretly change your age to get chicks. Bruh, move to beautiful Southern California, Hollywood area. Get a nice car, and you can get all the young gold-digging girls. You can internet models and social media stars. You'll be like they'll just flow to you like water in a river, man. They'll just be all around you, and you can be older.
Yeah.
You can be 85 with a gold watch, and you got a Benz. You're gonna get a girl.
That's nice news. Yeah. What do you think, Rob?
Well, I don't think that age is his problem.
Yeah, no.
I think he just needs to lie about how much money he has.
Oh, there you go.
Boom.
That usually is the subtle. That's why these like little short old fat guys are always standing in front of their $90,000 car. That's
you
how
mean you're talking about the one I rented for the weekend?
Yes, yes.
You know, Dan, I think
I drive a Subaru.
Yeah, you drive a Subaru. That means you're really rich.
I drive a Subaru. I'm very happy with it.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm not trying to prove anything.
Dan, I think this is the ultimate conclusion of science denial on the left, right? If you can deny your own skin color like Rachel Dolezal, why can't you deny your age?
No, you're right, Greg, but there's a real tactical purpose to this on the left. You know, they want to wipe out any objective truth. The reason is that subjective truth then becomes the interpretation of the government and bureaucrats. There's a tactical reason here. But think about the logical end of this, right? We've talked about it from the 69-year-old saying he's 45, but how dangerous would this be for bars? 16-year-old walks in, hey, I'm emotionally mature, I feel 21, can he sue?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the kind of stupid stuff. But you know what? That may sound like a dumb question now. In 10 years, someone will be arguing.
Oh, no, people, Morgan, there are humans who now identify as animals. I actually, well, I know a few.
Greg, keep your weekend activities to yourself. I think when I read this article, I thought we've reached peak humanity.
Yes.
Like, this is it. This is one of those articles I read and I think, bring on the robots.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I saw it, and if you saw this, it's really like, this should worry all of us since we run our mouths on television for a living. In China, they have an AI robot that's reading the news.
Oh, I know.
And I thought, you know, dear God, if they make one with these legs, I'm out of business.
No. I did more research. Turned out it was actually Anderson Cooper.
Boom.
Up next. Speaking of, who is the sexiest man alive? If it's not Bill Hemmer, I'm out of here. This week, People magazine announced the winner of its annual Sexiest Man Alive, and once again, I turned it down. Frankly, it's sexist. I want to be known for my work and not my ass. The winner, though, is British actor Idris Elba. The latest issue also includes over 100 of the most gorgeous men from around the globe. I didn't look at it at all. But one thing I did notice, so few people in media are on these kinds of lists, and that's not fair. So we put together the definitive ranking of the news's hunkiest heavy hitters. First off, Brian Stelter. Yes, he's bald, beautiful, and bald. Chuck Todd. Sexy, sleepy eyes. Finally, Lou Dobbs. He's so fine, Ansing.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm even ashamed of that. I have to ask you, Morgan, they don't do sexiest women alive anymore. I think that's sexist, right? Because they feel that would be sexist to women.
Well, we had the Miss America pageant, and then they took out the swimsuit, which I'm totally against, by the way.
I am too.
I competed in it. We should still have the swimsuit. But
Did you compete?
Say, I was a runner-up in Florida 15 years ago and about 20 pounds ago. But yes, I was there. I know. Oh, thanks,
well, you
everyone.
look a lot better.
I think Idris Elba, he's a very good-looking man.
Yeah, he is. Well, hey, I'm confident in my manhood to say he is a handsome, gorgeous man. Incredibly ripped. Those eyes.
Move on.
Oh, sorry.
Need a moment?
Yeah.
Your show. Take a moment.
What bothers me, Rob, is that they limit it to people who are alive. Men's sexiest men alive. Dennis Hoff. Why not Dennis Hoff?
Yeah, well, I mean...
Is he dead?
I think it's what they look like right now, and I'm not sure Dennis Hoff right now.
Yeah, okay.
You know.
What do you make of this?
You know, look, what's interesting, I just, my little Twitter feed, I have enough left-wing Twitter people that I follow that one was outraged. Well, hey, maybe next year somebody a little less overtly masculine.
Really?
For the sexiest man alive.
No.
It's like, well,
you know, it's a tough one because, you know, it's Idris, right?
Yeah.
Idris, you know, he's a good-looking guy, but what he brings to the table here, let's think about this tactically, right? You're either one of two boxes. You're either the suave-looking dude like Roger Moore, or you're like the roughneck Clint Eastwood, Unforgiven. But Idris can kind of go either way, which is very few people can pull off. See, I'm not suave look. This is not a sophisticated face. My face is like a cinder block. I got scars everywhere, but I can pull off the roughneck, and my wife likes it.
I think you'd be a great movie villain.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would, right? I always got to. This is the first Fox show I've ever smiled on. I've always got a scowl.
Yeah, usually when you're on other shows, so you're always in a room, so you always look like you're ready to strangle somebody.
I am.
Yeah.
That's not an act.
It's not an act. I'm scared of him. All right, Tyrus, what did you make of this choice? Does it bother you?
I'm just going to wait for the Sexiest Man Alive plus-size model edition. I think I got a shot at that one. I think, and maybe it's just me, but I've never been in love with being called sexy anyway. So it's literally written for whomever people reads People magazine. I'm not one of them, but I feel like we've gotten to the point where somehow that's a statement, like you've made it. Like if you're sexy and you look good, we all look so much different in the world. Like who's sexy and who's not? You know? Like it's just another dumb thing on the thing that I walk past while I'm shopping.
It's so
my egg whites and my meat.
It's so true. It's like, I mean, I think it's time, going back to the other block, to include animals. What's the sexiest animal? It's so typical of people.
Sorry.
Let me finish.
I'm not letting you finish because I'm a part of this conversation. So you need to ask somebody else a question, and then you can segue into your... I got kids, and I have people to answer to outside of this bubble. So you do your little animal sexy thing. Ask one of them.
I'm just saying, have you seen a...
No, I haven't.
Rob, have you seen a properly groomed alpaca?
No, you're right. You're right.
So I'll leave it there. Well, do I have to say anything else?
Oh, absolutely. I wish you wouldn't. Sometimes I go to the zoo and I'm like, look at the ass on that line.
Thank you so much for coming out, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the Greg Gutfeld Show. Good night.
It might be the last one. Yeah. All right, final thoughts next. All right, before we go, I want to tell you about Fox Nation. It's the new premium subscription service, and it launches November 27th. You can get daily live opinion shows on demand, and that includes Tyrus, who has his own show with Britt McHenry. And also, I have a show, which I believe is called One Smart Person and Greg Gutfeld. Isn't that cute? Dana's got a show. Everybody's got a show. Everybody's got a show. And if you become a founding member now, you'll get exclusive merchandise that's only available until November 27th. So sign up now at foxnation.com. Thank you, Rob Long. You were fantastic. Dan Bongino, awesome. Morgan Ortegas, Tyrus, our studio audience. I'm Greg Gutfeld, and I love you, America.
I thank you. God bless you, and may he continue to bless the nation that has showered this land with love for more than 2 centuries. Thank you all. God bless you all.